Alrighty guys, here we go with another brand new game, never before shown on the channel. Just learned it, and in fact, this game and I have a little bit of a history. This game is, of course, Flashpoint, South China Sea. How about Sea? Is a game by Harold Buchanan and produced by, of course, the great GMT Games over there. When this game was released over on GMT, I was thinking about P500ing it, P500, and I never got around to it because I'm dumb. And then when it came out, I was like, oh, well, shoot, I missed it. I could pay full price, but that doesn't make sense. So I was like, I'll just wait and get it on like when GMT has their sale or their P500 sale or whatever. And then it sold out because it was a great game. And I was like, oh, great. So the first opportunity that I got to get this game over at Noble Knight, they had a copy of this game probably about 3 or 4 months ago. And I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to get this. And I put it in my cart. And when I went to check out, they're like, oh, that game's not available anymore. I'm like, son of a gun. So I had to wait again. And about 3 weeks ago, they had another copy of this at Noble Knight. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to order it this time and see what happens. And I did. And I got it. So yay for me, finally getting it. I guess this is, if you're not familiar with Flashpoint South China Sea, and I'm going to try to pronounce it correctly, it's kind of takes its roots from Twilight Struggle, but it kind of also has other mechanics. You're going to be putting cubes and taking cubes on and off and trying to get influence in different regions, but there's a lot more going on than that. And the reason I was interested in this is Jason Carr over at GMT did the solo mode for this game. And Jason Carr does a really great job of stuff over there at GMT. And I hear a lot. I don't know him personally, but I've heard a lot of really great things about Jason Carr from some of the designers that have worked with him. And so that's what kind of got me interested in this was it's kind of, I don't want to call this Twilight Struggle light because it's not. And in fact, if you go into the playbook, Harold Buchanan actually talks about this, as how this game is not, a lot of people are going to look at this and say, oh, it's just Twilight Struggle with a little bit easier format. It's not. There's a lot more differences and nuances to this game than like just a Twilight Struggle game. Anyways, Jason Carr does a great job over there at GMT. I don't know him, but again, I hear a lot of great things from all the designers that worked with him. They talk highly of them. I hear nothing but the utmost respect for him. And so when I found out he was doing the solo mode for this, and it wasn't just tacked on afterwards, I thought I would give it a try. But unfortunately, like me, again, reason, didn't order it. P500 got released, and then, of course, you don't get the P500 price anymore. So I was like, well, I'll just get this during the sale. Then it went out of print, and couldn't get a copy of it. So it is one of these games. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to get a copy. If you can get a copy of it, I would highly recommend you do that. Okay. So, let's get to it. This is this is my first experience with this game. So don't be too rough on me now over there. Okay? So if I make some mistakes, it's to be expected. That's what I will say. Especially with the solo mode, learning the game and then learning the solo mode. Although I should say, and this is super cool, and this is one of the reasons why I love GMT, is there's 3 different playbooks. There's like there's like your playbook, which kind of covers, how to play the game and the designer information, and covers all the different cards and the activity that was going on at that time, and kind of tips and tricks and how to play and different strategies to use. And so this is kind of like an overview of just what the game is about and how to approach this game. Nice. It's only like 12 pages long. Yes, it's exactly 12 pages long. It's not very big. Then you have another rule booklet that is your rules of play for 2 people. So if you're going to play face-to-face, 2 people, here's your rule booklet for it. Again, with all your breakdown information, how to set up the game and how to play the game and blah, 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 blah. All done in a very easy to bind, to look up rules and everything. All done separately from the playbook. So it's easy to get to. Then, yes, there's a solo mode playbook, which again goes over the rules of play, how to play, gives an example of play, goes through all the bots, how he's going to do things. And if you're looking up questions, you don't need to go through one rule booklet trying to find the solo book. This is what, unfortunately, what all the coin games needed to do years and years and years ago. Because if you've ever played a coin game and you're playing against a solo bot, you know how hard it is to go through that manual and try to find the solo rules for the solo bot when you're trying to like activate one of its activations. This made learning this game super easy, super good, super much better. So, and also Wayne Hansen. Wayne Hansen, I got to give a shout out to Wayne, good old Wayne. Gotta love the guy. If you're not familiar with this channel, you should go check it out. He did a playthrough of this game, and so I watched his video, and he does a great job. In fact, probably a much better job than I will do, so go check out his video. If you're trying to learn how to play, go watch his video. So Wayne Hansen, great job. Go watch his video. He does an excellent, excellent job, and tutorial, overview, gameplay, you name it, it's in there, and you know, like I said, he'll do a much better job teaching you the game than I will. All right, so let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, well, here's the, whoa, what is going on here? Hang on just a moment, please, as I have to fix my text. And I'm not sure what is going on with this text other than it's trying to be dumb. Let's try that. Okay, let's see if that's any better whatsoever. I apologize for that. Okay. Unfortunately, the one thing I would have to say about this board is it is super tall. As you can see, there's a bunch of information up here at the top, which you're not going to be able to see. The things that are at the top are the People's Republic of China and their information, and then the tension track. Everything else we can pretty much get into shots except for that information. So here's all the different areas you're going to vie for. Here's the U.S. We are playing as the U.S. I don't know if I mentioned that, but we are playing as the U.S. You can play as either country. There is a bot for the bot cards will work for either side. And as you can see, I'm just shuffling up the cards. So if we look at the cards have information on them. Obviously, blue cards are for the U.S. Red cards are for the Chinese Republic of China. And then the black cards are neutral cards. And all these are leaders as well. They're always leaders. As you can see, we have the Prime Minister of Malaysia. We have the Chairman, the Workers' Party of Korea. We have the President of the Republic of Indonesia. So all of these black ones, I think, are going to be leaders, except for this one, because this is a special one. But all the others are leaders. Okay, anyways. I should say all of the black 1 value cards are leaders. That's why if you look at this one, it's special. And it's not a leader, but it's also a 2-pointer. So it's the only black 2-pointer in the whole deck. All right. I'm just going to shuffle these up, and then we're going to probably just play the game. I'm not going to do too much tutorial. There is several different This is going to drive me crazy. I'm going to have to slide this over. All right. There are several different player aids that you can get to kind of help you learn the AI system. And the other thing that's driving me crazy is that this thing likes to blend in with the background, which doesn't really jive with what I wanted to do. So we're going to, I guess, do that. Thank you very much. And then we're going to make it a little bit smaller. There we go. All right. I'm a little bit better with the text. I know. A lot of time spent just for stupid text. What can I say? All right. All right. So this is, as you can see, if you're kind of familiar with Twilight Struggle, it's about influencing different regions. We have Vietnam, we have Malaysia, we have Indochina, we have, or Indonesia, we have Brunei, we have the Philippines, and each one of these three countries also has a set of islands that you're vying for that are connected to this location. So Malaysia has the Spratly Islands, the Vietnam has the Paracel Islands, and for the Philippines, it's the Scarborough Shoal is what we're fighting over for those countries as well. As you can see, each country is broken up into economic and diplomatic influence that you can put on the board towards that country. For the AI, it is a little bit different, so I will scoot up here. You will notice that the AI gets to start with all their 6 cubes are available. They will never use the political warfare. They just automatically do it. We would have to, if we choose to use political warfare, put cubes into that. But we only start with 4 of our 6 cubes. The other 2 are in reserve. So you can spend operation points to get those out of the reserve. We're basically going to be playing 6 cards around a campaign cycle. And then there are 3 campaign cycles and the game is over. So you're going to be playing basically 6 times 3, 18 cards, and the game is over. There is a tug of war with the victory point track down here at the bottom. Obviously, more towards the U.S. If the U.S. ever gets it to 15, it's automatic victory. Same thing for China. And obviously, at the end of the game, whichever side this is on is the winner. Based upon the difficulty that you choose to give the AI, you will adjust the starting track of this victory points. If you're on 3 for the U.S., if you're playing as the U.S., I should mention this. The game is slightly skewed to make it easier for China to play the game. There's more events and more, or not more events. They're better events for China, and they have a better, easier time to score because of this track here with the different with the different sea zones. So from what I understand, and again, I am certainly not an expert at this game, so don't quote me on any of this. But from what I understand, China is slightly easier, or I should say, China is slightly more powerful in this game by design. And if you're playing face-to-face, players are going to bid to play as China by giving the U.S. a certain number of victory points to start because China is slightly easier and better to play, or more powerful in the game is what I should say. So, because of that fact, if you're playing as China and you're using the AI as the U.S., you would start with 7 victory points instead of 3 victory points. So we're going to be starting at 3 victory points because we're going to be playing as the U.S. and we'll see how it goes from there. As you can see, I've been shuffling this deck to make it nice and random. So I was going to show you the cards. Right, so that's what we're going to do. So each card is broken up into country type. Blue for U.S., red for China. All the values are either 1, 2, or 3. There's nothing else other than 1, 2, or 3 in this deck. It is skewed to, I would say, most of them are 2s. Almost all of the neutral cards are 1, except for that one we talked about, the Typhoon card, which is this one here. And then all of the US ones are either going to be 2s or 3s. And the China ones are also going to be 2s and 3s. I can't see any 1s or 2s in there. No, I cannot. Okay, so they also have a mode. There are 3 different modes. Think of it as suits if you're playing cards, like spades, hearts, and clubs. This is military. You also have that one. Which is, I'm going to get the names correct. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There's military, territorial, and trade are the different modes. There are 3 different modes or suits in this game: military, territorial, and trade. Down in the bottom left-hand corner of each card, you will also have a scoring opportunity for all of the different cards. Unlike Twilight Struggle, who only has specific scoring cards, every one of these cards can be scored for its different location. So if you want to score economics, if you want to score Indonesia, if you want to score Malaysia, you would play the card as a scoring card. So unlike Twilight Struggle, if you're familiar with Twilight Struggle, again, this is not Twilight Struggle Light. It does use some same mechanics, I guess, but it is severely different in that every card is a scoring card. You also have an event that you can play instead of using for the operation points. And again, just like operation points for Twilight Struggle, although you will see there is a chart here for operation costs. Everything mostly costs 0 except for when the tension level, let's scoot that down again. Tension level is either going to be low, medium, high, or critical. And depending on the tension level, the Chinese player is going to find a harder time to put its little blocks out here on this different territory. So you can see the phonop, which is the, let's get the terminology correct, Jester. The phonop, if you're wondering what the phonop is, that is the, let's see what the definition of the phonop is. Oh my God. Let me get the right player book here. Oh my gosh. Come on. FONOP is Freedom of Navigational Operations. The Freedom of Navigational Operations. So the U.S. is using the Freedom of Navigational Opportunities to be able to try and use the area around these different islands for their own and military uses, while the China is trying to use them and reconquer those different territories for their own personal use, I guess is the best way to put it. So these are kind of special areas. And as you can see, when we do the phonop, it doesn't matter the tension level. It still costs us 1 operation point, whether it's low, medium, or high. Obviously, we can't do it when it's critical. For China to place a CR value, to put one of these out, it's going to cost them 1 if it's low, 2 if it's medium, 3 if it's high, and not possible when it's critical. What is this importance? The importance of this is, again, at the end of the operation phase, all of our little phone ops, if we had a whole bunch out there, go away. But for China, if they have any out there, they stay out there. So once China gets them out, unless you have an event that removes them, they're going to stay out there permanently to count against us, which would be bad. So all right, I'm done shuffling, I believe. I think I am done. There is a set of solo cards, which we will show you here in a minute. I will shuffle these as first. All right, here we go. We are actually ready to almost play. Yes, we're not ready yet. I've got to do something else here. Here we go. I've got to slide this over, and I've got to slide this over. Okay, so again, shuffled, well shuffled, and I do have sleeves on these cards, so it is going to be a little more glary than normal, so I will try my best to help you guys out, seeing the cards as best as I can. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. That's what we're going to get. We're going to get our 6 cards. And we're going to look at them. Woo! Look at that. So we got 4 U.S. and 2 China. 2 China. We got 3 scoring cards for the Philippines. We 4 scoring cards for the Philippines. We have 1 for Bonai and 1 for economics. So the reason I'm showing you all of this is because before you do anything, each side has 4 cubes that each of the board shows you how to set it up. You can see there's 2 little marks, and so we start with 2 there. Same thing for here. But there's 4 other cubes that you can put out anywhere you want. And for determining where you might want to put them, because of the scoring cards, which I haven't even mentioned, there are 7 different scoring areas. Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, China, Philippines, Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam. There is the FONOP/CR area. So just these 3 islands are an area. And then there is economics. So whoever has control of economics. So in this case, this would equal 0. We have 2, they have 2. This one is 1 to 1. This is 1 to 1. This is 2 to 0. So if somebody scored economics right now, they would get 0 points. Not a great activity there. So what we're trying to do is figure out which one of these cards we could use as a scoring card and score it. Well, we got 4 for the Philippines, so we're probably going to be scoring Philippines somewhere along the lines. So we're going to take one of our guys, and we're going to put it right there in economics. Actually, we're going to put it in diplomacy. So there is the economics scoring card. So if I was to put it here and we scored economics, this is equal, this is equal, this is equal, this is equal. We would win this 3 to 2, so we would have 1 area versus 0, so we would win 1 point. So that's a reason why we might want to put it in economic as opposed to diplomatic. The reason we would want to put something in diplomatic as opposed to economic, at the end of the campaign cycle, every time, both sides lose 1 cube from their economic at the end of the round. So if we have everything in diplomatic as opposed to economic, we wouldn't lose that cube. We would lose one of these cubes instead. So there's advantages for both of them. I'm going to put it right there for now because it's early in the round. I'm going to put 1 in Brunei because I think that would be important. Who else do we have? Economics. So getting an economic lead would be good. We're going to put 1 in Malaysia and 1 in Vietnam. So again, if we were to score economics, we'd get 1, 2, 3 points which would move us up 3 points on the track. But guess what? The AI gets to put out cubes now. So that's why we look at our cards. We figure out which cards we're going to try and score. Again, there's 4 different regions. There's economic, and then there's the 3 islands. You combine those together. It's called the CR/FONOP. Scoring for the CR-FONOP. So that's these 3 islands here. All right. So for the AI, what we're going to do for the AI is we're going to shuffle their cards. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. And then we're going to simply just draw the top card. And he's going to put 1 in Malaysia. Congratulations. In the economic. And then he's going to put 1 in Vietnam. Congratulations. And then we're going to drag another card. And he's going to put 1 in the Philippines. But this one is going to go in diplomatic. And he's going to put 1 in Malaysia. And there as well. And then we shuffle these cards back in the deck. And we are officially ready to start the game. It is on like Donkey Kong. Again, if you want to see a better playthrough, you want to see more strategy and explanations, check out Wayne Hansen. Did a great job of pretty much when I watched his video, I was like, oh, as I was watching his video, I was reading through the rule booklets and stuff, and by the time his video was over, I was like, oh, I'm ready to go play this game now because it's so good. So just make sure you check out Wayne Hansen if you're interested in learning how to play. All right, here we go. We got our cards. The AI gets to go first. Now, here's how the AI operates. There is a flowchart system that he will determine what he's going to do. All right, so the first thing we do is we flip up a card and we look at the card. And the first thing we do for the AI is we look down here at the bottom and we look at economics. And we determine whether or not the AI will try to score economics. So we look at economics. 0, 0, 0. I get 1. I get 2. So he's not going to score it if I get 2 points and he gets 0 points. So he's not going to score economics. So we can ignore that. Oh, before we do anything, we have... no, I don't. That's right. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to look to see if this card matches a card that's in here that matches him. So we look for what they call a mode match. So we would look to see if the economic... No, it's not economic. What is it called? It is... trade. And probably what I should do is just keep this page open for a hot minute till I figure out the names. Oh, by the way, we are playing on easy mode. If you want to play on normal mode against China, you put it at 0. And if you want to play on hard mode, you would give the China start with 3 points. Of course, you can adjust this. You can fine-tune this however you want. If you are like, I don't want to play on easy mode, but I don't want to play on normal mode, you can give him 1 or 2 points. You can start anywhere you want, basically as long as you think it's a fair fight at the end. And then as you learn the game and get better and better, you give yourself less and less points, and then start giving him more and more points. And as long as you keep winning, every time you win, give him another point until he finally wins. And then you can fine-tune what you're doing. But for first time, we're on easy mode, which is way over there. Okay, so we're going to look to see if he mode matches with the card that's in the discard pile. There is no cards in the discard pile because we just started. So what he does is he flips up this card right there. All right. So then he's going to check if this card... if he's going to mode match with the card that's in the discard pile. No, there is no card in the discard pile, so we can ignore that. So next thing we're going to look at is this card a value 1? If there's a 2 value card here or a 3 value card here, then the answer would be no. We do have a 1 card here. So when there's a 1 card a value 1 card, he does something different than normal. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Whenever there's a 2 and a 3, he does different things. When there's a 1 there, he does something different. All right. So the AI says to themselves, okay, is there 6 of his little pieces on the board? So does he have 6 CR pieces already filled out? Is there 6 CRs already in play? Because China's job is to get these islands reconquered. That's what they're trying to do. That's what the U.S. is trying to prevent. And they're using these major countries as influence to stop that. So the AI says, are there 6 of these out there? If there is, then the bot would automatically put this on critical, because again, you can't add those if it's at critical. But it also prevents the US from putting pieces out here if it's at critical. So the bot is going to look at this and say, do I have 6 of these pieces out there? In this case, no, they don't, because we just started the game. There are no pieces out here. So because of that, the bot automatically moves the tension track to low. Doesn't matter where it's at. It's either going to set it at low or it's going to set it at critical. If he's got 6 pieces out here, he sets it at critical. Otherwise, he moves it all the way down to low from wherever it was at. All right, that's the first thing he does. Yes, he's going to do several things. So the next thing he's going to check is, does this card show the flag that he's playing? He's not playing as the U.S., and there is no China flag, so no, there is no flag for China. If there is, he would do something different, but in this case, he can't, so he won't. All right, so what he will then do is he's then going to use the operation points, and he's going to use the operation points because of the chart I keep showing you, is he wants to put out a CR. Again, his job is to reconquer these islands, but he can only do it with 1 operation value if it's at low. That's the reason he sets that track to low, because he wants to put out a CR. Where does he put it? We simply look at the top of his track and see if there's an available spot. Scarborough Shoal. Is there an available spot? There is. He's going to take one of his little guys and put it out there, and that's it. He's done. We will then put this card in the discard pile, so next turn he may or may not be able to match that card with what he's doing. This card gets discarded as well, and we're done with the AI. We get to go on to our turn. Yay, us. All right, so we got 2 of their cards. Philippines. When you score, and this is one of the things I didn't cover, is when you score, you add up, I believe, everything in that area. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 3. So he would actually score. So I don't want to score the Philippines. Or I want to put some diplomatic pressure in there. Or I want to try and remove his cubes out of there, which would be good. Let's see. Remove all Chinese economic influence from... Oh, okay. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Move to Chinese influence from Philippines to available, and move 1 Chinese political warfare to available. Okay, so he doesn't have that going on, but he does have that going on. I'm just... Oh, okay, here we go. So we have an event called the Philippines Boost Military Budget. We could score the Philippines if we want to, but again, that would not be good. But what we can do is we can place 2 phone ops at Scarborough Shoal. So we would take 2 and place them right there. And now we would have 5 versus their 4. And if we go to score it, we would actually get a point. And if we could remove some of his influence, that would be good. So we are going to play this as the operation. We ignore everything over here. We just do the activity, blah, blah, blah. And now we put this on the top of his deck. When he flips up a card and he looks for a mode match, he only gets a mode match if it's a... Alright, so... where's my rules? Oh, here it is. So if you look at mode match, and this is kind of the important thing, so I'm going to just double check. Just going to double check real quick here. Is right. Alright. Alright, mode, influence tracker, yeah. Scoring cards, yeah. Alright, the solo opponent's turn, here we go. Alright, Alright, so solo opponent mode match. If the solo opponent's event card is a mode matching the top card of the discard pile, and that card is friendly, which means this card needs to be red, and it has to have the same symbol as the card he draws down here. That's kind of to simulate us using up their events. Like if I play their event, right? Now there's a chance that he's going to be able to do something because I played his event card, right? So that's to kind of simulate what's going on there. But because I played a US card, I don't have to worry about that until later on when I do have to play his card. Because sooner or later, we're going to have to play his cards, right? Which is not going to be good. And if he gets a friendly mode match, then something will happen. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's our turn. We go to the AI. He flips up a card. He's going to look at Indonesia, which is down here. I have 1, he has 1, so he would score 0. So he's not going to score Indonesia. Just doesn't make sense. He looks to see if there's a friendly mode match between this card and this card. And if there is, he would try to score this down here. That's what we're looking for, a friendly mode match, to see if he can score this card instead of this one. But he doesn't have a friendly mode match because this symbol is different, and this is for US. So even if these symbols matched, it's for the US player, so he can't score it. So we're going to flip over another one of his cards. All right. Now I got to go through the little flow chart here. So, can he score Indonesia? No, right? Does he have a friendly mode match? No. So, does the card he flip up mode match with this? He does not. No. So, is this a 1 operation value card? No, it's not. It's a 2 value card. Right? So it's a 2 value card. So, right. Hang on a second. When I played my card, tension to low. So, you can see here, that's what I was looking to see. If once I played this card for the operation, I should have looked at this here to make sure tension goes to low, and then I activate this special ability. So, tension's at low right now. So he's going to look to put out some of his cubes. And again, he's going to try and put them out in the CR. And so he's going to look at his card and go to try to put out a card in Scarborough. Well, again, according to this chart, it costs 1 to put one out there. So he's going to put one out there. But when he does that, we increase the tension. So the tension is going to go from low to medium. And now he's got his second operation point that he can use to put out another one. But the problem is it now costs 2 to put it out, which he cannot do. He cannot put out another CR, but what he can do is put out another operation point. And he's going to put out that operation point in Vietnam, which is right here. And because his economic is filled, he's going to put it in diplomatic. Okay, so that, I believe, is how the AI does his thing. He's going to discard this card. This card gets discarded, and now we go to...
I'm going to need you to check the chlorine thing. When you're done there, there's absolutely none in the water.
All right. Let's see. Move all Chinese economic influence from Philippines to available. Okay. We are going to activate this card for the event. We're going to move all Chinese economic influence from the Philippines to available. So we're going to move all of these two, boom, boom, out of there. And then we're going to increase the tension. And the tension is going to go from medium to high. That's good. It's also our event, which is good. And this is Du Dore bans all fishing in the Scarborough Shoal. All right. That goes there. All right, that is our, let's see, that's our second card. All right, so we have 4 remaining. We're going to try and go a little bit faster now. Let's see. All right, so economics. So let's see if he would score. Economics, he has 4 versus 3, so he's got 1 point. He's got 3 versus 2, so he's got 2 points. This is a wash, so nobody scores this. I have 1 versus 0, so he's 2 to 1. And now he's got 0. I have 3, and you don't count these for economics. So I would have 2 points. He would have 2 points. He's not going to score economics, which makes sense. Check for a friendly mode match. It is not a friendly mode match. Again, it's not red, and the symbols don't match. So he's going to flip up this card. He's going to look to see, is this card mode match? It doesn't. And then he's going to see, is this a 1? It is not a 1. And he's going to look to see, does this have his flag on it? And it does have his flag on it. So he's going to try a political warfare against us. So for political warfare, what he does is he looks at this number here and he flips up the next card, which has to be equal to this or less. So a 1 or a 2. If he flips up a 3, then it's unsuccessful. If he flips up a 1 or 2, it's successful. And it is a 1, so it is successful. And we take the card that flipped up and we put it at the bottom, face down at the bottom. All right, so what is he going to do with this political warfare? So he's going to try to lock a country that I have 3 or more value in, which is really, really bad. Really, really bad. So basically, that's the mode matching. We don't care about political warfare. So he's going to, his first selection is to lock a country with a face-up scoring card. So he's going to look at the scoring cards, and he wants to lock a country that is not scored already. So that's why he can score it. His next tiebreaker is a country where I have 3 of your type of influence. If possible. Then a country where you have 2 of your type of influence, and a country where you have any influence. Ties are broken by the selected topmost of the solo cards. So I have 3 in Vietnam. I have 3 in the Philippines. So he's going to look at his card, and he's going to go from top to bottom. Malaysia. No. Vietnam. Yes. So he's going to lock Vietnam. He's going to lock Vietnam from me. And what's going to happen is remove whichever type of influence will remove the more of your influence. So he can either remove diplomatic or economic. Obviously, he's going to want to remove economic from me, which is bad because he's now removed that. If he goes to score this, it is 5-0. He would score 5 victory points, and that would be bad. Extremely, extremely bad. And that's not good. This goes in his discard pile. This goes in the discard pile. And now we do need to start scoring some cards. We do need to start scoring some cards. And I think what we're going to do is score a card because it's time to start scoring some cards. We would score, if we scored this 1-0, we would score 1 point. Not a big deal, but it is 1 point. If we scored economics, he has 1, 2, no, I'm sorry, 1. I have 2. He has 1 in economics. So we would actually score a point in economics if we score economics. But I think what we're going to do is, are we going to risk it and play his card for the scoring? Then we're going to risk that it's going to be a mode match. And I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it so I can show you guys what happens in a mode match. But I'm playing this card for the scoring, which is down here. And we're going to score the Philippines. We're going to score the Philippines. And the Philippines is 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3. So 5 versus 3. So it's a +2. And then we find the card for the Philippines, and it might have some information on here. And it says blah, 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 blah. You're going to compare the cubes in the Philippines and the Scarborough Soul. The side with the most positive differential is going to score victory points, not doing sword 3. So the most you can, so if I had maxed this out, 3, 6, 7, 8, and he didn't have anything, I could still only score 3 points. So I'm going to score 2. And I'm going to flip this face down. And it's 5-0. Or, well, we're up 5 points. Yay. And now we're hoping that he doesn't match this card because he would be able... Oh, my God. What? Okay, so what were we doing? So now it's up to him. So we're hoping that he doesn't match with this symbol when we flip this card open, and it doesn't. Good. Whew. All right. So, can he score Vietnam? Oh, it's just as bad. It doesn't matter. He's going to score Vietnam. Vietnam, he's going to score 245 to 0. And Vietnam is here. Compare all cubes, but he cannot get more than 3 points again. 1, 2, 3. So that is now scored, and that's all he does in his turn, though, is he scores this and puts this there. So it was a good time to use our card, because it didn't match and he scored anyways. All right. 1 and 2. We could score economics and get a victory point. Score economics and get a victory point. We could score Brunel and get a victory point. Let's see what this is. Move to Chinese influence from the Philippines. No. All right. We definitely have this, but we can wait till the last card to play this because this will be the last card of the turn, so he won't be able to do anything with it. So it makes sense to play this card. And we're going to use the 2 operations point because this would allow us to move influence from the Philippines. We cannot move influence from here. We can only move it from here, which would only be 1 cube, and that's not that great. So, we're going to use 2 influence. And I'm going to put 1 in diplomatic in Indonesia and 1 in diplomatic in Brunei. Because I'm thinking about, like, yeah, that would probably be good. Let's do that. All right. I got 2 cards left. I'm hoping to score Brunei and then hoping to score economics at the end. We'll see. So the AI, economics, is, he's got 1, 0, 0. I have 1, I have 2, so he's not going to score economics. He flips up this card to see if there's a mode match. There is a mode match, but not a friendly mode match. So he cannot do that. Then he's going to look to see if this is a 1-ops card. It is not in a 1-ops card. Then he's going to look to see if there's a China on here. A China flag. There is not. So he's not going to do political warfare. What he's going to do is he's going to try to add influence. But again, because it's at high influence, it would cost him 3 ops to put out a CR. So he cannot put out a CR. He cannot put out a CR. So what he's going to do is he's going to put out his regular cubes. He's going to put 1 in the Philippines. And he's going to put 1 in Indonesia. That kind of stinks. And he always does it in economics until they're full, I believe, until round 3. Then round 3 changes. Hang on. I believe that is true, but I could be completely making that up in my head. Who knows? operations. Here we go. All right. Placing influence. Place one in there. All right, so he places one influence in each country with the face-up scoring card. Oh, that's right. So it has to be right. He only cares about the face-up scoring cards. So Philippines, let's take that back. Philippines and Indonesia. So he only cares about the most priority is for him is the Philippines cards available? No, it's already been scored, so he doesn't care about that. Indonesia he does care about because that card actually hasn't been scored yet. So he is going to put one there. Brunei, has Brunei been scored? No, it stinks because now he's going to put that there. And so he's going to place one influence in each country with the face-up scoring card that is not locked until all operation values is used. In the first and second campaigns, place economic influence cubes. Yeah. Until the third campaign, then he places them in diplomatic. All right. All right, here we go. So that's him done. That's him done. That's him done. Back to our turn. Well, I was going to score Brunei, and now instead of getting 2 points, I'm going to get 1 point. I don't want... I'm going to play this as operation points. We're playing this as operation points, and I'm going to put my 2 points. Am I going to do that, or are we going to score Brunei and get a point? A point is a point. It would be 2 versus 1. And the next card we're going to be is economics. So if we're going to do anything, we would try to take over economics. We could put a cube here. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense either. So yep, so we are going to spend this as the 2 operation points. And for those operation points, we're going to put it as... Malaysia hasn't been scored either, but I don't have a Malaysia card. Wherever we put it, we probably want to put it in diplomatic because, again, at the end of the round, we're going to lose one of these cubes in every one of these. So putting 2 cubes there is probably not the smartest thing. Putting them maybe like that would be better. Or like this would even be better. Or putting 2 here would prevent him from scoring Malaysia. That would be good. This is 2-2. He's not going to score this. And this has already been scored. He could score this, but he wouldn't because it's 2-2. So we're doing okay so far. The only thing he could score is Malaysia and get 1 point. Or we could set ourselves up for next round and score big in Philippines. Although we're going to lose these 2. So it'd be 5-3. So we're not going to even get that many points. I think we need to start getting some more back in Vietnam here. Oh, it's locked. We can't do that. So, where are we going to go? Wait a minute. What is our last card? Economics. So 1, 0, 2, 1. So no, I can't even score economics. So we're not going to play this as an economic card. So we're going to play this here and 1 there. There we go. Done. Okay. Oh, hang on a second. Is it our turn? What are we doing? No, we're doing these 2 points. Right? That's why we got the 2 cubes. We're playing this for 2 operations. We're going to put 1 here and 1 here. Done. Thank you very much, Chester. Good Lord. Now, can he score Malaysia? Well, it's a good thing I put that there, because otherwise he would have scored it. Now it's 3-3. Zoe won't score it. He will flip this card up. And he's going to look for a friendly match. It doesn't match. Is this a one-ops card? No, it's not. Is there a China flag there? No, there's not. So he won't do a political warfare. He's going to try and put this down as CR. But again, because it is high tension, he would need a 3-up card. It is not a 3-up card, which means he cannot put out a CR, which means he would use this card for Vietnam. Can Vietnam score still? Yes, no. Vietnam has been scored, so he doesn't care about that. Philippines. No, that card is not scored. Brunei, yes. So he will take 1 of his cubes and put it in Brunei. Indonesia, you will take this card and put it right there, and that will be it. Done. Now, we get to do our last turn, and again, it doesn't matter if we use one of his cards because it's the last card. So, this one should have been in the go away, and now we're going to play this. We could score economics, that would score him 1. This is even, it score him 2, even, and score him 1 because he would be 2, I would have 1, so he would score 1. So I'm not going to score economics. We're going to use this for the 3 operation points. And what I'm going to do with my 3 operation points is I'm going to put them into political warfare. Political warfare. And that is it. Done. Boom, boom. Lovely. Whew. All right. End of the round. We got 1/3 of the game in. Does it have like an end of the round, like overview sheet? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, he is technically out of influence cards, but he's about ready to get back some. So, economic. 1 for him, 1 for me, 1 for him. 1 for me, 1 for him. 1 for me, 1 for him. 1 for me. So we all get a bunch back, and it just comes off of economics. All right, then I lose all of my phone op. Oh, which I could have moved. When I spent those 2, I could have moved them out, which would have saved them. That's fine. That was kind of a dumb play on my part. He doesn't lose his. That's great. We take his AI deck and we shuffle it all back together. We move this up to campaign 2. And then last but not least, we take the track and we move it 1 space up. We flip all the scoring cards back over. I have currently got 2 victory points, so I am currently winning the game. That doesn't matter, though. If he scores Vietnam, he's going to score a lot of points. This lock comes off as well at the end of the round. Anything else? That is it. Great. Now, I will notice that all of these cards, every single one of them, has a U.S. flag on it. So if you play as the U.S., or you play against the U.S. as a bot, they will always be doing the flag thing on the card. So just keep that in mind. So it's going to play, the bot's going to play completely different as the U.S., which makes sense. The U.S. is wanting to keep the tension track high, with it not being critical because they want to prevent China from putting out all their CRs. From what I understand. Again, not an expert, but I'm learning the game. Then I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. We just keep those right there. Let's, oh my gosh, 3 of his cards. That's not good. So let's see what we got here. We got a couple Indonesia. We got a couple Vietnam. We got a Brunei and a Malaysia. So right now we don't want to score anything. Let's see, but we do have political warfare ready to go. So his go first. He always goes first every round. He's going to try economics. He would get 1. This is a wash. He would get 2. This is a wash. He would get 1. He will score it. Economics. Economics is scored. Which is this one. The side with the most economics gains 1 victory point. So he's going to gain 1, and he's going to score that, and that's it. He just discards that card for that. Now the question is, do we use one of these power cards and risk that he's going to mode match it and try to score it? Indonesia would be a wash. Let's see. If the U.S. has 3 phone ops, place 3 diplomatic influence from reserves and are available. I mean, the 3 events on our cards aren't even that good. If there are more phone ops than CRs in the Parcili Islands, well, there isn't. And if the U.S. has 3 phone ops, I don't have 3 phone ops. And let's just double check to see, like, if I want to do a phone ops, is there's, let's see, here we go. Scoring cards. If tension is not critical, the U.S. may spend 1 operation value to place a card in the phone op space, increasing tension by 1. Okay, so we will do that. We are going to do this. Are we going to do this? Are we going to do this? How do we want to do this? We don't want him scoring this because this is 3 victory points for him right now. So if we were to play some phone ops, we're gonna risk it. We're gonna use this for 3 operation points. This is very risky. Because if he does mode match, he will score Vietnam, which will score him, well, it's going to score him 1 point, but that's okay. All right, so we are going to use the 3 operation points. Again, as the U.S., we can put phone ops point out. Doesn't matter as long as it's not critical. We will be fine. Oh, I can only put 1 out then. Damn, that stinks. Because every time I put it out, I increase the tension. So right now it is, I know it's hard for you guys to see, but it is now currently at medium. So the first one I put out will move it to high. The second one I put out will move it to critical. And when I do that, there is a penalty for doing that. The penalty for moving it to critical is... There is a penalty to do that, by the way. I'm just trying to remember what the penalty is. If you move it to critical, I think... right. Oh, so if you move it to critical, you're going to take one of your available and put it in reserve. Which might not be that bad an idea, actually. So, three operations. Here we go. 3 operations. Phone op there, which makes it go high. Phone op there, which puts it at critical. And I lose one of these to reserve. And then last but not least, no matter where I go, I will be in charge. I could put it here and tie him up. Or I could tie him up here, or I could take the lead. Which one of these can we score? Malaysia, Indonesia. We can score Indonesia. Vietnam, and Brunei. So we could score either one of these. Where are we going to go? Let's go there. It's only 1 point, but there we go. So that is that. Now, let's hope he doesn't get a mode match and score Vietnam. No, he does not. So first things first, can he score Malaysia? It's 2-2, so he's not going to score that. Okay. So then he flips his card up. Is this a friendly mode match? He does not friendly mode match. If he did, then he would try to score Vietnam. Fortunately for us, got by with that. Great. Is it a value 1 card? It is a value 1 card. So with that, does he have 6 CRs? He does not. So he's going to move this automatically to low. Because you can see that the card says adjust the tension to any level. So he wants to put it as high as possible so he can put his CRs out. Then he's going to look, does this have a flag on it? So he's going to do some political warfare. No, it does not. So now he's going to use this card to put out and he's going to try to put it on Scarborough Shoal, but it's filled. So he's going to put it on this one right there because that's the next one. And none of those have been scored, correct? Wait, Malaysia's been scored, isn't it? No, Malaysia has not been scored. Right, Malaysia has not been scored. What am I thinking? So that's what he's going to do. And then he's going to discard this. And this is going to go there. And so we got away with another murder. We got away with another murder. And I'm thinking about doing some more murdering of him. From if the U.S. has the most diplomatic influence in the Philippines, I do not currently. But I could do that. Then I would move to Chinese diplomatic influence from Indonesia to available. Okay, here we go. If there are more phone ops than CRs in the Paraceli Islands, move all Chinese economic influence from Vietnam 2 available and increase tension. Yeah, we're going to play this card right here. Perfect. Perfect. So is there more phone ops in than CRs in the Persiles Islands? Yes. Move all Chinese economic influence to available from Vietnam. So that wiped that out and increased the tension. And that is a good play by us. All right. To the AI. Boom. Philippines. Here. It is 3-2. We would actually score this. The Philippines is being scored. And he's going to score 1 point. So we're back to 0. We're dead even. But now, wait until you see this. I'm going to risk it again. Am I going to risk it? Indonesia. Yeah. Because he's not going to score it anyways. I'm going to use this for the 2 ops. And I'm going to put these 2 ops right here in diplomatic in the Philippines. All right, let's see what he's going to do. Indonesia. He's 2-3. He's not going to score that. So he flips a card. Is this an op level 1? It is not. Does he have a flag? He does not have a flag. He's going to use this for the 2 ops. He can put out a CR because, again, I keep showing you this. The track is at medium. At medium for CRs, it costs him 2 operation points. He has 2 operation points. He can put out a single CR and increase the tension. And he's going to put this in Scarborough. Nope, that's full. In Parcellis. He's going to put that there. Okay. And then that's going to go away. That's going to go away. And it's to our turn. And we got away with murder again. We're right at 0. Can we score anything that might score us some points? Indonesia would score us a point. Brunei would score us 0. Malaysia would score us 0. Nothing, even, nothing. We would score 1 point if we scored economic. Oh, economic's been scored. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, we can't score economic anyways. That's crazy talk. So you can see how China is and unfortunately we can't, if we play this card, we can't score Indonesia then. That's ridiculous. We're going to use this card for phone ops. Or for, oh yeah, we could. No, we can't. We have nothing available because we have all these cards in the political warfare. So, that's just didn't work out really well, did it? It did not work out really well. No, it did not. I guess I used that and was ready to pounce on Vietnam, but then I had a card that removed all the cubes from Vietnam. So, I don't want operations. I want placing political warfare. Resolving political warfare. Your tension is not critical. And side has at least 1 political warfare. You can choose to resolve it. It's a 0-cost operation. Turn the top card of the event card over. If it's greater than, it's unsuccessful. If it's less than, it's successful. Move all of that side's cubes to available. Select a country to lock. If there is an enemy cube in the country's lock, move it to an available space. Place a friendly cube in the country's lock. Move either their diplomatic or economic influence, increase tension, and place the event card face down at the bottom of the event deck. So I'm going to have to do that, I think. I'm just trying to see here. I'm going to play this for the operate. No, I'm going to. So I'm trying to wrap my head around this because it just says if tension is not critical and the side has at least one political warfare cube in place, which I do. You may choose to resolve political warfare. This is a zero-cost operation, so do I spend a card? You turn the top card of the event deck face up. Do I just not play a card? Yeah, it does not mention playing a card or doing anything. So, all right. So we will just assume it's a zero-cost operation. Hang on a second. Operations. Each event card is an operation. When playing a card to execute an operation, any mix of operations may be performed. I guess you have to play a card, though. These operations may be executed in any order after each. So I still think you have to play a card, and you just play a zero-cost operation. So what we do is we flip up this card and we compare it. Is this number equal to or less? Wait, is this number equal to or greater than the number of cubes that I have out there? Yes, then it's successful. So if I would have had one cube in there, then no, it would not have been successful. If I would have had 2 cubes in there, yes, it's successful. And especially if I have 3 cubes. So yes, it was successful. This card goes back on the bottom, face down. And then I choose one of these to lock a location. What can I score? I can score Brunei. So I'm gonna lock Brunei and get rid of his cube in there. So he cannot put cubes in there unless he unlocks it. Oh, he's got a cube in there now. That's kind of dumb. Hang on a second. Indonesia? Is Indonesia scored? No. So we are going to lock Indonesia. Can I score Indonesia? No. We're going to lock... Oh, it doesn't matter because no matter what I do, I can't score. It would be 2-1, so I would get a victory point. So I guess I'll go there. This would be 3-2. And this one would be... Oh, actually, but I can't score Indonesia because I don't have that card. All right. So I'm going to lock Brunel, get rid of that piece, and can't remember. Do you increase the increase the tension? Yes, so the tension goes to critical. And because of that, I'm going to lose a guy to reserve again. That's bad. All right, so 2 cards to go. He's going to go. Malaysia. He's got 3-2. He will score it if it's available. He will. He's going to take the lead. And that's it. And he's going to adjust. No, he doesn't adjust the tension. He just scores Malaysia. And takes the points. 3-2. Damn it. All right, then we're going to have to score Brunei. Are we? No. We got 2 cards. We got 2 cards to play. I'm going to play this as a 2-op. As a 2-op, and I'm going to take the so when I think I can use anything, but I'm going to double check when I use an operation. So the question is, can I just use these cubes as well if I want to move them out of there? And I think I can. I think I remember seeing Wayne move cubes out of there. Or maybe it wasn't Wayne. Maybe it might have been somebody else I watched. Let's see if there is some information on... This is if he runs out of influence. Let's look in the rules of play to see if it mentions anything about... And again, it might be different for the solo, but... Ooh, all right. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I can do it. I'm going to of course, it would be better if it said like, "Hey, if you can take cubes from anywhere when you're moving them." That would be like an easy statement to put somewhere in a rule booklet. I would think that might be in here, but I don't know. Operations. Here's the operations. Place influence cubes. Move a cube from reserve to available. Place a freedom of navigation to increase the tension. Place operations on a political warfare space. If an event or operation calls for placing one or more cubes and none are in your available space, you may move your own cubes from in play anywhere but from your reserve to available if necessary to fulfill the needs. Cubes placed in a country can represent either diplomatic or economic influence. So if an event or operation calls for placing one or more cubes and none are in your available space, you may move your own cubes from in play anywhere but from your reserves. Okay, so I have two operations I'm using. I'm going to use one from here. What am I doing? Yes, I'm going to put this here. And the second one I'm going to move from here. And I'm going to move this one. I can't put it in the phone op because it's at critical. Where are we going to put this is the question. Vietnam. All right, so we have one play left in this campaign. He's going to try and score this, which he will. Barg. Okay. So he's got 4 cubes to my 1. I just moved out of there. So he can score up to 4 victory points. So he's going to score 4 minus 1, 3. He's up to 4 victory points. All right, jerk face, jerk. Well, guess what? I'm going to score Brunei then and get 3 versus... Oh, no, I'm scored. 3 versus 1. No, wait, that's not part of this. 3 versus 0. I'm going to get 3. 1, 2, 3. And cancel what you just did. Ha! 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 All right. Nothing here. You lose 1, you lose 1. Boom, boom. You lose 1, you lose 1. Boom, boom. You lose 1, you lose 1. You lose this one. We move this up. We move this up. And we flip all these cards, and we're ready to go. That's pretty quick, now that we know what we're doing, sort of. We get 6 cards. Let's see if we can get some U.S. cards. Although it hasn't come back to bite us in the ass yet. We do have to shuffle his deck. And you can see we're in the last round, and there's plenty of cards, so you probably won't need to shuffle that back up at any time. And the chat has been disconnected. Hopefully you're not trying to chat. If you are in the chat, I would love for you to put something in the chat so I know that the chat is connecting and working. In case someone is like, hey, don't forget to do this, or hey, you forgot to add 1 influence here, or whatever. But we'll try our best. We'll move on. Here we go. The third campaign. Right now, he's at 1. So we're going to go through this just like normal. And then at the very end, we're going to go and score. We're going to flip all these cards up. And then we're going to score them all one more time. So it's very important to get as many points as we can. And get rid of as many points as... Because he's got 4 points sitting out there again. Ooh, that's ugly. All right. Let's see what we got for our hand now. We got 3 leaders, a blue, a red, or 2 blues and a red. We can score 2 Brunei, a Vietnam and Indonesia, and a CCR and a FONOP, which we're not going to score that. Economics, nothing, 1. We would score 1 point there. Woo, baby. Well, 1 point might be the winner. Let's see what he does. He's going to score CR. He's going to score 4 points. Up to 4 points, right? Yep. Before he knew I was going to put some out there. What a jerk. And then that just scores. It doesn't do anything else other than score. We're still at high, which is actually good for me. Although it's going to be extremely hard to put out guys to... Indonesia would score us... Oh, this lock also goes off. So this is 1-0. This is a point. This is 3-3. Right now, we're not sitting in really good. Let's see what our event is. If U.S. has the most influence in Vietnam, no. Move to Chinese diplomatic influence from Vietnam. Okay. If tension is high or critical, it is. Place 1 U.S. economic influence. And place 3 U.S. diplomatic influence. That's pretty good. If tension is high, which it is, or critical, I get to place 1 U.S. economic influence. Boom. We're going to put that in there. And then place 3 U.S. diplomatic influence. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Done. All right, what's he doing? Can he score this? He already scored that. He can't score the CN or CR. He already got his stupid 5 points, jerk, 4 points, whatever the hell you got. All right, so it's not a match. He doesn't have his flag. He's going to put out, can he put out a CR? He can put out another CR. Son of a bitch. Because it's a 3-pointer, he can, because it's at high. And so he's going to put it in Parceli Island there. That's not good. He's a jerk. And I hate this. I hate them. I hate him so much. I hate him. And he's at 5. And we would like some points. We would like some points. We're going to score this, which is going to be 2 points. So he's only at 3 now. That flips that card over. Next, we need to score some pointers. Vietnam, is he going to score that? Yes. 3 versus 2. So he's going to get 8 points and score Vietnam. That's going to flip that card over and give him back a point. Jerk, what a jerk. I hate this guy. I really do. He's so on my nerves. He's so on my nerves. Can I score the Philippines? Of course, the one card that I could score to get points, I don't have. Oh my God. Why is my life like this? I'm going to maybe score economics here. Let's see. Do I have the most influence in Vietnam? No. No, I don't. I have 3 advisors. And the visors allow you to adjust the tension to any level and then get a 1-up. So that's what leaners do. They're super cool. And although they're just 1-up, they are definitely helpful in getting So right now it's 4-3. If we want a couple points, we're going to have to go up a couple points. So I'm going to play this as 2 ops. Put these 2 right. Oh, wait. Can I score Philippines? No! Are you kidding me again? Why? Urgh. With these 3 cards left, I can score Indonesia. Okay, let's put them in Indonesia. All right, we know what we're doing. Okay, let's hope the AI doesn't screw us. Do not put anything in Indonesia. Is he going to score the CR? No, he already done that a million times, dude. Leave it alone. It's a 1-op. Does he have 6 out there? No, he's going to move it up to high. And then he's going to put out his 6-op, or his 6 CR. Oh my god. Now he's going to get 6 points at the end of the game for that. So we have to be at least, we know, minimum at 6. Because it's the last scoring card. We have to be at least +6 for it to go to 0 when he scores that. Because he's going to get 6 points now. So that's not good at all. I'm just saying. But we are going to get 3 points from Indonesia. We're going to score Indonesia. We have 4, he has 1, so that's 3. Indonesia, hang on. We can only score 2 points in Indonesia. That's dumb. Let's see what he's going to do. This card goes away. Economics. Nothing, nothing. 1 for me, 2 for me, 3 for me. He's not going to score that. He is basically going to be doing this. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to try and... adjust the tension level. He's going to make the tension level critical now because he does have his 6 out there. Jerk. And now he's going to try and go anywhere I have 3 cubes. No. Anywhere I have 2 cubes that can score. We have Malaysia. 3. Can the Philippines score? The Philippines can, hang on, time out. I think when we do political warfare, oh, wait a minute. He's not going to do his political warfare because he moved the tension to critical. So he's going to use this for operation points, and he's going to try and put something in the first thing that scores, which is the Philippines. He's going to try and put something in the Philippines, and that's going to go in diplomatic, which is good because now that goes away, and I can score economics now, which is going to be 1, 2, 3 points for me, 0 for him, 1, 2, 3. All right. We have 1 card left in the game. Can he score this? He's not going to. He's going to flip this card up. Is this a 1 operation? No, it's not. Can he do this action? No, tension is critical, so he cannot do it. So he's going to play ops value again. He's going to try and play 2 ops. He's going to try and put them in. Can we score Vietnam still? No. Can we score Malaysia? Yes. So he's going to put 1 in Malaysia. And the Philippines. Yes, he will put 1 in the Philippines. All right. That is that. That's his go. Get out of here, you jerk. I got 1 card left. We got to try and make the best of it. What would score? This scores this and this scores this. We have 4 to his 5. He would score a point there. The point here. Oh, I don't have any cubes to put out. So the best I can do is move one of my cubes into available, which is not exactly what I want to do for my last turn. That's kind of very anticlimactic. So I guess we'll move one cube to available. That's really bad planning there. All right, so that's the end of the round. What we do to end the game was we flip all these up like this, and then we simply score them in order. And I've got them by card number: 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. So we are at 1 point going into final scoring. We shall see how this works out. So Brunei, we score 2, he scores 0. Done. Next, Indonesia, which is here. We score 4, he scores 1. That's +3, but we can only get 2 points for that. We can only get 1 point for Brunei. Shoot. So we started at 1. Let's start again. We can only get 1 point for Brunei. Boom. We can only get 2 points for Indonesia. 1, 2. Malaysia, he's got 4-2, so he can score 2 points. 1, 2. Vietnam, he has 3-2. He scores 1 point. Boom. The Philippines, he has 5-4. He scores 1 point. Economics, 1 point for me, 2 points for me, 3 points for me. I can only score 1. That's dumb. We know we needed to be at least at 6 because he's going to score. Well, no, we can only score 4 points. I forgot there was only 4 points, so he can score this. He's going to score 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We started at the easy 3. We end at the -3. So when all thing is said and done, we started at 3 and ended at 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a difference of 6 points. So they outplayed us by about 6 points. So we can keep track of that for the next game, and you can see if you can do, again, slightly better, and see if you start here, if the AI only wins by 0, then you did better. So there you go. Unfortunately, it was close. It was close. I think it was close. And, getting used to how many points you can score for these cards is important to know that. Because, I wouldn't have put that extra cube there because I can only score 2 points for Indonesia. So having 4 cubes there against 1 doesn't really help. So I would have put this probably up in Vietnam to help compensate for him. So that would have scored us 2 extra points right there by just doing that one really smart move. So that is another game number 110 on the channel. This here brand new game, never before played, Flashpoint South China Sea. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you hit that like button. If you can find a copy of this, I would highly recommend you do get it. It's not, as I talked about at the beginning, it took me 6 months to track down a copy of this game. So there's not a lot of copies out there. And if you missed out on it like I did when it first came out, there's not a lot of copies to get a hold of. So if you find one, you might want to jump on it when you can. It's a really cool game made by Harold Buchanan, GMT, and the solo mode is by it's made by the solo guy, the solo dude, Jason Carr. Couldn't think of his name there. I kept thinking solo guy was David Turtsey, but I know it's not David Turtsey. It's Jason Carr. Good old Jason. Way to go, Jason. Nice, easy, good, interesting solo mode. I really like it. It plays well. It's pretty easy to run, but it does give you lots of things you have to think about and do as you play through the game. And it's not super complex, but it's interesting. I would like to play against the U.S. just to see how the U.S. is handled differently than the China, and to see how we can do. So there you go. Hopefully that is a playthrough. That's a wrap. And hopefully it was a good one for you guys. And we would like to play this again. I think you can play this in an hour or less once you get good at it. But I think the whole key to this game is like China is trying to develop into these areas, if possible, because those will just stay out there forever. The U.S. can always put guys out there, but they increase the tension level up, which is good. But eventually you won't be able to put any more out there. And there are a few cards you can get that will help you put things out there as well. That is it. China wins this one 3 points up to the U.S. And it was a good battle, but couldn't bring home the victory, and I'm sorry, guys. All right, thanks everyone for watching. Don't you forget, hit that like button, and we will see you all down the line.